Hi friends, today I'm making Mujadara. This is a Lebanese lentil dish that is a real comfort food my family loves. My family has made this recipe forever and I've updated it for the Instant Pot. So I've gone ahead and started by frying 2 onions in some olive oil using the saute function of the Instant Pot. And you want to get these onions good and cooked. You want them to be browned because a lot of the flavor of this dish is going to come from the onions. So frying the onions is going to take a little while because, as I said, you want them good and brown. You want them to develop that flavor of frying in the olive oil. So don't rush this step. Okay, at this point, these onions are just starting to get a little brown on the edges. I'm going to lift this up so you can see. It's not quite ready by my standards here, so I want to go past that point. I would say to judge it, try to get them browned without being burned. Okay, I probably could have stirred these a little bit more diligently, but they're browned pretty well, and the browning is fairly even. So now I'm going to add to this 2 cups of lentils, which I have rinsed and drained a little bit. There's still some water in there. While I was draining them well, I checked for rocks, and I actually found a rock in that one. This is something you always have to be careful with lentils. So those are my drained lentils. And I'm also going to add a cup of long grain rice to this. Now I'm going to stir that a little bit. I'm also going to add half a teaspoon each of cinnamon and half a teaspoon of allspice. I'm adding a 1/4 teaspoon of fresh ground black pepper and a full teaspoon of salt. Now, in order to get the Instant Pot to cook this, I'm going to add 5 cups of water. Stir that all together. Just want to get those spices mixed in to the liquid. Once that's just sufficiently mixed, we're going to cover the Instant Pot, set it to sealing, and then pressure cook on high for 14 minutes. And we will let that do its thing and check on it in 14 minutes from now. Okay, the timer went off, so it's time to vent this. Just be careful for the steam, as usual. That's taken about 4 or 5 minutes for the steam to release. Now we get a chance to give it a look-see. All right. Oh, it's perfect. So you can see that the rice is cooked, that the lentils are also cooked. I'm gonna just stir it a little bit. Now, one thing I've noticed with this recipe is you need to adjust the salt once it's cooked, but it's very difficult to stir it around, to stir any salt in there. You don't want to disturb the lentils too much, or you'll get a mushy lentil, which you might like that, but I prefer to have it like this, where you can see all the lentils, you can see the rice. Adjust the salt for the individual serving. It does need a little salt, but other than that, the taste is great. The lentils are cooked through but not mushy. The rice is perfectly cooked. This recipe is very comforting, very filling. The rice and the lentils complement each other perfectly. I hope you give this recipe a try. If you like lentils, you'll definitely like this recipe, and if you don't know whether you like lentils, this is a great one to try out. It literally couldn't be easier. If you can cut up an onion and fry it, and you have an Instant Pot, you can make this recipe. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Consider subscribing to see other videos from Bob and myself. Leave a comment down below if you have any ideas for recipes you'd like to see us make, or comments about the recipes you've seen us make, or questions. Thanks again for watching, and remember what Bob and I always say: you can cook anything. Does need a little salt. Yeah, but that's good.